It's Thursday, August 31st, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From Reuters, Gabon officers declare military coup, president detained. Military officers in Gabon have announced that they've taken control of the country, putting the president, Ali Bongo, under house arrest mere minutes after it was announced that he'd won a third term in office. Bongo's family have run Gabon for 56 years, and citizens reportedly erupted in celebration around the country's capital upon the announcement of this coup. The leader of the coup told the French newspaper Le Monde that the election was not credible, that the Bongo family had hoarded the country's oil wealth, impoverishing the nation's people, and that the military would establish a transitional government soon. The French government, which has about 350 troops in the country, has condemned the coup, and it's unclear at the moment whether the transitional government will lead toward a new civilian government, or if the country will be run by a military junta longer term, as has been the case in many countries further north in the so-called coup belt of the Sahel region. From the Wall Street Journal, expensive drugs targeted for first U.S. price negotiations. The U.S. government has announced the list of 10 drugs that will be up for price negotiation by Medicare if an effort to allow direct negotiations between the government and the pharmaceutical companies behind these drugs is allowed. The list includes cancer treatments, diabetes medications, and heart disease drugs that all tend to be expensive, in some cases costing tens of thousands of dollars a year. And the idea is that Medicare could reduce costs for the program and for U.S. citizens by tackling the oft-inflated prices of these drugs. Pharmaceutical companies, for their part, have argued that reducing their very large profits on these drugs by negotiating for lower prices could reduce the incentive to develop new drugs in the future. If this goes through, as the government hopes, the lower prices would take effect beginning in 2026, and the Medicare program would save an estimated $26 billion a year by 2031. And from the Associated Press, the UN is undertaking an unprecedented 6-month withdrawal of nearly 13,000 peacekeepers from Mali. Just shy of 13,000 UN peacekeepers are being withdrawn from Mali over the course of just 6 months as part of a rapid pullback that the UN Secretary General has called unprecedented. This withdrawal will involve packing and shipping about 5,500 shipping containers full of equipment and about 4,000 vehicles, and not quite 1,800 civilian staff will be laid off from the 12 camps and 1 temporary base that will be handed over to the government by the December 31st deadline. These peacekeepers were helping local governments cope with Islamist extremists operating in the region, but the Malian military government, which took control in a 2021 coup, has built strong ties with Russia-aligned mercenary group Wagner, whose services it will reportedly be retaining for militant fighting purposes for the foreseeable future. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com. And you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.